My name is Luca, and today we're doing a unscripted talk about bullying. I have a few subjects that I want to touch bases on. Basically, I'm just going to explain to you my views on the entire subject because it's a tricky subject, sorry, and I believe that when you're talking about it, it shouldn't really be scripted word for word. It should come from your mental thoughts and all of that. So let's start with just like bullying in general. So the three forms of bullying that we're going to focus about mainly is physical, verbal, and cyberbullying, which is kind of like verbal but not really. So physical bullying is when you physically hurt or abuse someone due to, I don't know, you not liking them or you having an issue with them. So say like I didn't like this person, at all. And so one day I went up to him and I hit him, right? Punched him square in the face. Now, that's not bullying. It's not okay, but that's not defined as bullying. Bullying is when something happens that's very bad, say like when I start to do it often, when I start to do it often. So let's say the next day I do it again, and then the next day I do it again. Then that classifies as bullying. So that would be physical bullying. Verbal bullying would be something like name calling or saying something like, oh, you suck, or you're a horrible player. Now, again, there's a difference between verbal bullying and just an insult. An insult would be something you'd say like one time, just like out of the blue. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you're doing it every day. But verbal bullying is again when you do it like every day. So let's say every day I went up to this person and I said, oh, you smell bad or you suck at playing this sport. Then it becomes verbal bullying. Cyberbullying is basically, to explain, it's basically over technology. So you're using like you're not face to face with the person. You're using some form of social media or like messages to bully them. So you could call them names. You could say they're bad at the game, and this is all done online. So you're never showing your face. And yet again, in order for it to be bullying, it has to be done over and over again.
Francine? I think we got off to a bad start. So, hey! You like Malibu Stacy too!
Oh, yeah.
And you like the same one I like, with the grad student glamour pack, just like the one in my locker. That's mine, isn't it? Oh!
Tastes like yours.
How about jazz? Do you like jazz?
Now, in that clip I just showed, I showed a clip from The Simpsons, a popular show, and it showed Lisa getting bullied. Now, the bully herself, obviously this happens a number of times, but you don't see it happening a number of times in that clip because it was a very short clip. But basically what happens is, first of all, Lisa's locker is broken into and one of her dolls are stolen. Second, that doll is then destroyed. Third, the head of that doll is then hurled towards Lisa, making a physical impact. So there are two different main forms of bullying that are going on here. There are verbal, which is like the name calling and all of that, and then there's physical, which of course her hurting Lisa. Now, an instant that our character here could do to, lessen it would to be, get help from someone, even if it's just, a friend or something like that, or just say something. Like the positive actions the victims may like to use to help them. Like they could also, try to talk with the person. This doesn't always work, but it's a worth a shot. But always just get help, even if it's just a friend, preferably an adult. That's always better. Next we'll talk about bystanders. So bystanders is so say you're recording or you're watching. So there's a fight. Let's say there's a fight at school, right? And instead of doing something, trying to intervene on getting someone, you just watch, because I don't know, maybe you're scared of getting hurt yourself, or maybe you just want to watch it. Now this is called being a bystander, and being a bystander isn't always good. Sometimes I can understand, maybe there's not much you could do, because the dude's like 6'5" and you're only 5'9", like, and like there's no one else you can call to help, and you just don't want to get hurt. Now this is a bit of a tricky point, because it's kind of like a moral debate. Do you risk your own well-being to try and intervene, or do you just sit by and let it happen? Now, there's technically no wrong or right here. Well, there kind of is, but there kind of isn't. Now, the technically right thing to do would be, to try and intervene, but that's not always, the case of, like, what can be done. Let's say the person bullying the person, you go to try and intervene, and then he pulls out some form of weapon. What are you going to do then? You're in danger, you need help, but you try to intervene. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. Now, I'm going to say this, and some people may not agree with this, but this is just my opinion. I've actually been bullied before. I was like physically bullied. I had to get my arm in a cast, my right arm here, because a bit of it was broken. But basically, I don't think bullying is a bad thing. However, those one-time insults, I don't think they're that bad. And I'm going to explain why. Because let's think of it this way. If we completely get rid of, hurting people's feelings, then we're all just going to turn, to really offended people. You know what I mean? And, like, sometimes you just need to be toughened up to an extent, Like your casual insult, nothing major, no, like, physical violence, no ongoing, mental abuse. Just as like a one-off thing. And that's my opinion on it. People will have different opinions. People will think that I'm completely wrong, which is absolutely okay, because it's really just my opinion. But anyway, if you're ever dealing with, mental, or you're being bullied and you feel like you have nowhere to turn to, you could always go to Kids Helpline. I'll leave a link somewhere. I don't know, maybe. But anyway, they'll help you out. And, sometimes if you just need someone to talk to, you can always go to them. But anyway, thank you for watching my views on bullying.